morning. This is today's remote view. I apologize for the sound and the way I look. I just woke up and I'm having my coffee, but this is the communication from Prince William. I'm using my words to express the images and feelings I had as Prince William. I am a remote viewer who uses a traditional form of remote viewing that is traced back to traditions like Vajrayana Buddhism. This is heart-centered remote viewing, where we attempt to become one with the other through a merging process. So people want to know why I'm angry, and there has been a lot of criticism of me about the fact that I have a lot of anger, and a lot of people that seem to think that they're going to dictate how I should handle things, how I should handle my marriage, how I should handle my brother, how I should handle my father or my stepmother. I want to make it very clear that since I have been born, everything about my life has been under a microscope and has been controlled. There's nothing about my life that hasn't been controlled. So if I'm angry about the constant need to control me, I want to be very clear, you put me in this situation. There's nothing about this family that is a family. There's nothing about this family that operates like a real family. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry that I found myself in. I found myself forced to do a job where I didn't have a choice in the matter. From the moment I was born, I was expected to do certain things. And so I guess you could argue that I have a lot of anger about that. I've said in previous remotes, and I'll say it again, that my brother didn't have any of this pressure that I had on me. I was expected to be the best. I was expected to do certain things. I was the one that was hounded. I was the one that had tutors. My entire life was taken from me. If you look at the history of Queen Victoria and the control that they had over her life, that's pretty much par for the course. I don't feel that my life was much different. Publicly, I've always spoken well of my mother, and you'll never hear me speak ill of my mother. But I can tell you privately, there's plenty to criticize. I've got plenty of criticism for her too. I have plenty of criticism for both my parents. But my brother had one job as far as I'm concerned. The pressure was put on me because I'm expected to lead this firm, to lead this multi-billion-dollar industry. And that is why the pressure is on me. In terms of anger I have towards my mother, the anger I have towards my mother is that she and my father took their little emotional issues, their relationship, and they drug it all over the tabloids, and they drug me into the middle of it by default. You drug children into that dysfunction on top of everything else. So I have criticism for her. I have criticism for a lot of people. People have criticized me about my relationship with my wife. I want to be very clear there as well. I'm going to be the king. I've been trained. I've been subjected to this my entire life. I'm going to do what I need to do. Absolutely 100%. She does what I tell her to do. I'm in charge. That's right. If I tell Kate that she is not to speak to that woman ever again, she's not to pick up the phone. She's not to call that woman. She's not to call my brother because I told her, because I said so. She does what I tell her to, because I'm going to be the king. She doesn't say no to me. That's an order. You don't pick up the phone. You don't call my brother. You don't pick up the phone. You don't call that woman because I told you it's my decision. So what my wife has taken to, Kate, what she's taken to is now she doesn't tell me what's going on because she knows that if she tells me that she's communicating with those people, I will forbid her to do so. I'm going to be as fair as I can be, but if you're asking the question, why am I so angry? This should give you an overview. What I said in the past, in previous remotes, that was that my brother had one job and one job only, which was to not speak ill of the firm. He was a free agent. He could do whatever he liked. He just didn't have to speak ill of the firm. It was one job, and he fucked it up. The other criticism people have is that we've been drinking a lot, or that my wife and I drink a lot, as if it's anybody's business. But we have reduced our drinking. But yes, with this pressure, people in this family have tended to drink excessively. But the main thing I want to convey about my relationship with Kate is that it's her job to obey. And so if she's not communicating with certain people, it's by my order. Okay, so those are some of the feelings that I had when I became William, when I sat in his shoes. And I feel really bad for him that he felt that his life was taken from him before it started. And it was interesting to feel the animosity I had towards my mother. Get your crap together, lady. I mean, like, he really, I guess we all have those feelings about our mothers where we judge them, based on the choices they made. But those emotions struck me, and I think that's very human. But wow, he must have had a tremendous amount of pressure on him when he was younger to be feeling all those feelings. All right, so if you like remote viewing and you'd like to see more, be sure and share, like, and subscribe as our channel moves towards 150,000 subscribers. God bless. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.